Hello everyone, welcome to another video from Basic BTech. So as you can see, this is a very complex circuitry compared to the other previous circuitry which we have discussed so far. So let's try to solve this question, which is find the power absorbed by each element. See how many elements are there in the circuitry? A current dependent current source is there, an independent current source is there, and two resistors are there. So let's find the power absorbed by each element for this complex circuit. Let's start the video. First of all, let us try to simplify the circuit. That is, let's mark an arbitrary point anywhere in one line. Okay, so let's start marking a letter A for this branch. So if this point is A, then definitely when we go along this line, we reach that even this particular point is also A, because this is just an extension, isn't it? This point is just extended through one line and we reached A here, which indicates that this 1 kilo ohm resistor is having one side as the letter A. Okay, and again when we go along, again this side of 4 kilo ohm resistor is also A. Also when we continue, we reach this point, that is one side of this 20 milliampere independent current source is also having the point A. Okay, so actually we are stuck at those points where we meet a element. So after crossing this element, we have to change the letter. That is, this A point, when it is obstructed by a single element, we have to change the letter to another, let it be B. Okay, so again the same principle, let us travel from this point. B is extended over here. Okay, and again B has another route to take, which is this point. Okay, that means the 4 kilo ohm has the other point to be B. Okay, and also B is the other side of this independent current source, 20 milliampere. This point is also B. Okay, so actually now our next aim is to check whether we have completed marking the both ends of each element. Okay, that is, we have 4 elements. Let us see if we have marked the end points of those elements. That is, here for this element A and B, the 2 points are marked with each letter. For this current source also 2 points are marked. For this resistor also the either sides are marked. For this resistor also either sides are marked. Okay, so generally we can say that there is only 2 points altogether for the circuit. Okay, so actually we can simplify the circuit like this. Since we have 2 points, let us mark 2 big lines. One big line is the point A, the other big line is the point B. Okay, now let's take each element one by one. That is, for this dependent current source 3I1. See, what is this? This diamond shape inside which we have arrow, this particular symbol is the dependent current source, and this current source depends on what? It depends on I1 which is marked in the circuit. So this is a I1 dependent current source or current dependent current source. Okay, so anyway it is having an arrow, so it starts from A to B. So let's mark from A to B. Okay, from A to B we have a dependent current source and the arrow is just like this. Arrow says that it starts from A to B, isn't it? And the value is 3I1. Next, let's take the, any other element. Let's take this independent current source. Here it also says that the arrow head is from A to B. Okay, from A to B we have a independent current source from the point A to B. So it is 20 milliampere. And this is the next element. Let's take this 4 kilo ohms. For 4 kilo ohms also, this particular resistor is connected between A and B. Okay. Since the resistor does not have any polarity, let's mark simply a 4 kilo ohm, just like this. Okay. Also, the current direction is not marked for this particular resistor. So, there is no need to mark extra arrows indicating the current value. Okay. But for 1 kilo ohm resistor, just see 1 kilo ohm is connected between B and A. But for that particular resistor, the current I1 is marked. What does it say? I1 travels across 1 kilo ohm from A to B, which means from A to B, 1 kilo ohm carries an I1 current. So see, it's that simple. This complex circuitry. Actually, this circuit is given for us to make confused or for us to make tensed about this. Actually, this very easy circuit, once we get to know the node points on either sides of the elements, we can just simplify such kind of circuits to this. And you can notice here that all these 4 elements are parallelly connected. Okay, now let's start to solve this question. Find the power absorbed by each element. Okay, that means power absorbed by this 3I1 dependent current source, power absorbed by 20 milliampere independent current source, then power absorbed by 4 kilo ohm and 1 kilo ohm. Okay, what's the value or what's the equation for power? Power has got 3 equations, V square by R or Vi or I square by R. Okay, since here we have currents indicated, here also for these 2 elements we have currents given. So let's make use of this particular equation for this current source power. Okay, that is 3I1 into voltage will give you the power absorbed by current source. Here also 20 milliampere, this is the current value, into voltage will give the power absorbed by the 20 milliampere current source. And what about this part? Power absorbed by 4 kilo ohm. Here resistor come across, isn't it? So let's make use of this formula. Why? Because once we get to know the value for V, we can make use of V square by R formula for this resistors also, isn't it? That is V square divided by 4K will give you the power absorbed by 4 kilo ohm resistor, and V square divided by 1K will give you the power absorbed by the 1 kilo ohm resistor. Okay. So let's continue answering this. Let's make use of KCL rule. So let's apply KCL rule. For that we need to identify or mark the reference point. Let this be the reference point. Reference point is always marked at the beneath of the circuit. Okay, so this is the reference point, V equal to 0. Okay, now we have to choose one node. Actually, there is only one node available for the circuit, and let the node be this point. Okay, all these branches coincide at this particular node, isn't it? So the voltage at this point or voltage at the point A, let it be V. Okay, this is V reference. Okay. And what about the current directions? For this path, current direction is known. For this path also, the current direction is known. For this 1 kilo ohm path also, the current direction is known. But here we do not know the direction. So if such is the case, let's mark an outgoing current itself. Okay. And now for outgoing currents, we have positive sign convention, and for incoming currents, it is negative that we have to make use of. So there are 1, 2, 3 and 4 outgoing currents, which implies there are 4 brackets. I mean 4 positive brackets equal to 0. Okay. All these positive signs indicates that the currents are outgoing. Now, starting from this element, the current value is 3I1. Let it be 3I1. And here it is 20 milliamps. 20 into 10 raised to minus 3. Milli means 10 raised to minus 3. And here the current value is unknown, but we know that voltage divided by resistor is equal to current. So what is the voltage across this particular 4K? Current is traveling from upside to downside, so upper potential minus lower potential, that is upper potential is V. So V minus lower potential is 0. So V minus 0 by 4K, 4 into 10 raised to 3. And for this part also, see, actually the current is given I1. I1 is the current which is given in the question itself. So let this be I1. Now we are going to reduce this part, this complete equation, but just see there is two variables, two unknown variables coming here, I1 and V. So let us convert I1 to V or V to I1. Anyway, we have to find the value for V, isn't it? What was our aim? Our aim is to get the value of V. Also I1 also must be known. Okay, anyway, let's convert V value to I1. Okay, because there is only one term containing V and two other terms contain I1. So it's better that we convert V to I. Okay, now what's the relation between V voltage and I1 current? Voltage across 1 kilo ohm, which makes I1 current to flow. Okay, voltage across 1 kilo ohm is V minus 0 divided by 1 kilo is actually I1, or V by 10 raised to 3 is equal to I1. Now what is V? V is equal to 10 raised to 3 I1. Okay, so let's substitute 10 raised to 3 I1 over here. Solving 10 raised to 3, 10 raised to 3 cuts off, and 3 I1 plus I1 is 4 I1. 4 I1 plus I1 by 4, isn't it? 4 I1 plus I1 by 4 plus 20 into 10 raised to negative 3 equal to 0. Solving, we get I1 value to be, value is minus 4.71 milliampere. Now V value will be 10 raised to 3 into negative 4.71 into 10 raised to negative 3, that is V value is negative 4.71 voltage. Thus we got the value of I1 and V. Now let's substitute in these. Actually here I1 value is negative and V value is also negative, isn't it? I1 and V both are negative. See, I1 and V both are negative. So power absorbed by 3 I1 current source will be negative into negative, positive, and that particular value. And here 20 milli into voltage. Voltage value is negative. So here the power absorbed will be negative. Actually 20 milliampere will be delivering power. It is not actually absorbing it, which is why we are having a negative value, and we will soon substitute the magnitude. And V square by 4K. Here negative 4.71 the whole square, so it becomes positive, and 4 into 10 raised to 3. Here also negative 4.71 whole square by 10 raised to 3. And now let me substitute the values. So here are the values, and this is how we reduce a complex circuitry and continue with the KCL problems. So hope you like the session. If you like the video, please do like, share and subscribe. So thank you and take care.